Let us see the next question. The following information related to XYZ Company Limited for the year ended 31st of March 2020 are as follows. Equity share capital of rupees 100 each, an amount of 50 lakhs. 12% bond of rupees 1000 each, an amount of 30 lakhs. Sales is 84 lakhs. Fixed cost excluding interest is 7,50,000. Financial leverage is 1.39, that is DFL. Profit volume ratio or contribution to sales ratio 25%. Market price of the equity share is given, that is called P0, rupees 200. Income tax rate is 30%. There are 4 questions provided to us. Operating leverage, combined leverage, EPS and earning yield. I request all of you to go through the question, please. Yes, everybody is requested to pay attention. The first question is calculation of the DOL. Now friends, for the purpose of DOL, we require 2 information, contribution and EBIT. So let us answer the first question. First question is calculation of DOL. In the write down working note number 1, calculation of contribution. It is sales into PV ratio. Sales of the company is 84 lakhs. Multiplying with the profit volume ratio is 25%. So that comes to 21 lakhs. Working note number 2, calculation of EBIT. It is contribution minus fixed cost. Amount of contribution is 21 lakhs. Amount of the fixed cost is 7,50,000 excluding interest. So that must be the operational fixed cost. So 21 minus 7.5, that is 13,50,000. So taking these 2 things into account, we'll make the calculation of DOL. So over here, degree of operating leverage, it is contribution upon EBIT. Contribution is 21 lakhs divided by EBIT. It is 13,50,000. So the final answer is 1.55555 like that. So 1.5556. That is the way I make the calculation of the first answer, that is DOL. Second question says that so you are required to compute DCL. See, we have the DFL and we have computed DOL. So now DCL calculation is extremely simple. So answer for the second question, DCL is DOL into DFL. DOL has been found by us 1.556. DFL is 1.39. 1.556 into 1.39. So 2.1623. That is the way the DCL can be found. The third question is calculation of EPS. Now for EPS calculation, you can see that the information is provided to us with respect to the share capital of 50 lakhs, face value of equity share is 100, so that will give us the number of equity shares. And based on that, we can make the calculation of answer. So answer of the third question in that calculation of earning per share. In that write down working note number 1, calculation of earning before taxes. So friends, we understand DFL is EBIT upon EBT. So over here EBT is supposed to be found as balancing figure, that is EBIT upon DFL. We already have found EBIT. It is 13,50,000. Divided by DFL, which is given to us in the question, 1.39. So 1350 divided by 1.39. So it is 9,71,223.02. That is the way the EBT is found. Next, calculation of EPS. Earning before taxes, 9,71,223.02. Income tax rate is 30%. So this is 70%. So the amount of earning after taxes will be 6,79,856.11. Dividing with the number of equity shares. Number of equity shares are provided to us an example as 50,000. 50,000 is calculated as 50 lakhs divided by 100 rupees per share. And based on that EPS. So earning after taxes divided by the number of equity shares 50,000, and that comes to 13.5971, that comes to 13.60. I request all of you to write down EPS answer. Okay, so we have calculated EPS of 13 rupees 60 paise. Friends, before I proceed further, I just would like to share with with all of you one point for which number of times I get query from the students. Students have number of times a point to ask me like this. Let's say the question is providing the information about the bond means debentures. It is an amount of rupees 30 lakhs. We have been provided that the rate of interest is 12%. So sometimes students are having a point to ask me, let's say for calculation of the EPS, can I do working like this? Can I do working like this? EBIT 13,50,000 less interest, 30 lakhs into 12%, that is 3,60,000. So earning before taxes is 9,90,000 and so on. Can I do working like this? Instead of the working that you have done, in which the earning before taxes is 9,71,223.02. That is the kind of question to which I come across number of times. Now everybody understand carefully. See, basically what will happen, whatever the kind of question to which I come across, in that, if at all we do answer in that way, then what will happen? See, 1350 divided by 990. You can see that the degree of financial leverage is 1.36. That is what, so you have. It is 1350 divided by 990. So you have the answer of say 1.36. That is the answer which you have. And the question is providing the DFL answer as 1.39. That is, that value is given to us in the question. That is the reason, so going with this method is not permissible. What we have to understand over here implied, it is 1350 minus 3,60,000, that comes to 9,90,000, minus 971,223.02. There is an additional interest of 18,776.98. Basically, so this interest information is not given to us in the question, but it is provided to us indirectly. See, what we have to understand, we have to understand and say this interest information is provided to us indirectly. That is what we understand. So accordingly, we are required to calculate the answer. Just write down a note for the answer. In order to compute earning per share, comma, we have to take into account DFL information given instead of amount of interest. Full stop. So just be careful for that. The last question is slightly a new question. Calculation of the earning yield. Write an answer. Earning yield. Dear students, the term yield stands for return. Yield stands for the return. Earning yield stands for return to the investor in terms of the earning. Which investor? Of course, equity shareholder. Sir, why only equity shareholder? Because only for the equity shareholder, we basically compute the earning per share. So the earning yield is calculated taking into account the earning per share and taking into account the market price of equity share. Write an answer. Yield means return. Earning yield means return to investor for earning. full stop. It is calculated for equity shareholders because this ratio is found for equity shareholder. Full stop. Further in that write down, EPS is also found only for equity shareholder. Now write down answer. Earning yield is EPS upon MPS into 100. EPS is 13.6 divided by MPS is 200 into 100 for getting answer in percentage term. So the answer is 6.80%. That is the way the earning yield is calculated. So the first question in which DOL is supposed to be found. So for DOL, two things are required: contribution and EBIT. Sales is given, PV ratio is given, so contribution is found. From that, so the fixed cost is deducted, so you get EBIT. Contribution upon EBIT, you get DOL. Second question is DCL, that is multiplication of these two leverages. Third question is EPS. In that, first of all, we find EBT, and from that, say we make the calculation of the earning per share. EBT minus tax is E18 divided by number of equity shares will give EPS. I have given an important explanation to you that say for EPS calculation, if at all you think that let me deduct the interest from EBIT to compute the answer, then in that case the answer would not be correct. The reason behind that is 13,50,000 upon 9,90,000 is not having the DFL 1.39 which is given to us in the question. So it is implied that say there is some other leverage also. That is the reason say we are doing answer using DFL. Earning yield is basically a ratio that we compute for equity shareholder. Yield stands for the return. Earning yield stands for the return in form of the earning. So it is EPS upon MPS into 100. That is the way the answer is calculated. Please take down answer.